right, we are here on day 2 at Wadapalooza, and we are here with Fee Saghafi, the beautiful Fee Saghafi that I love to see all the time. I'm sure you guys can see her kindness just radiating through, and I mean that absolutely.
Thank you, dude. Oh my gosh. It's like, dude, you can't say those words because then I always have tears in my eyes. Thank you. I love being here. I feel like WZA is always a part of my season, no matter whether I'm competing or not.
Well, we love having you here, and of course you're part of the Lycan family. How long has it been that you've been part of the Lycan family for?
Oh, I've been with Lycan for now just a little bit over 3 years now.
Oh, wow.
And I actually met Lycan at WZA. So I met them, I met Rodolfo, I met the team, and the first time meeting, it was like, we weren't even talking about sport or training or who I was as an athlete. It was more like, oh, where are you from? My family's from Mexico. You're Mexicano, from Colombia. Like, we share the same roots. We share the same family and the same culture. And then immediately it was like we connect on a heart level versus just like a sport level. And then that's how that was my first interaction with Lycan, just warm, sweet family culture. And then immediately it was like, let's connect. There's something special here. So
I love that you said you guys connected on a heart level and not on a sport level, and maybe that's what you kind of feel in your Feroz barbell. Can you tell us what that barbell means to you and how it came about with the blue and the name and everything?
Yes. So there's such a special story behind the Feroz barbell. So what you'll see on the barbell first is the color. So the color is turquoise, but it's a marble turquoise, just like the rock. So my name, Firuze, it's a Persian name and actually represents the stone turquoise. And in Persian culture, it's a representation of a very strong stone. It's a very resilient stone. And because it takes a very, very, very long time to become the blue, the turquoise that we see, it actually starts in black. And over time and pressure and being in the dark, essentially, it becomes this beautiful blue, this beautiful turquoise. So the color is a representation of the stone, and the stone is a representation of my name. And then that just symbolizes, right, like the resilience that we endure and the adversity we endure in our lives, and like literally lifting weight and carrying weight every single day in a different way. And that's kind of the first thing that I thought of when we were creating this. How can it be a representation of not just me, but then people that like also endure and also face adversity? Feroz, you'll see the name Feroz, and that's kind of been slowly becoming my brand. And Rodo actually, like he brainstormed it. He goes, the name or the word Feroz means fierce in Spanish. Firuze, my name, kind of like is similar to the word Feroz. They are two words, two names, two completely different cultures. But they mesh perfectly a little bit. I identify in moments where I needed to be fierce in a soft way, like not fierce in a loud way. And like that's something that I wanted to embody, where strong doesn't have to be always loud, and it's not heavy, and it's not constantly in the light. Being fierce is a mindset, and it's a heart sense, and that's something that comes from the inside. It's not something that comes from the outside, and that's everything that we wanted to put into the barbell.
That's so beautiful, and I guess I'm guessing that when you're lifting, and maybe you're having a bad lifting day, which happens to everyone, and you look down, and you have your own barbell, and it says Feroz. Seeing it in your eyes, yeah. What does it do? Does it help you on those days where training might be hard?
Yeah.
I'm so sorry I made you cry.
No, but these are good tears. Like, one of my favorite things is talking about things that I'm passionate about, and I cry because it's like love and joy and passion. So if I ever cry on an interview, they're just passionate tears. But yeah, like I look down at my barbell and I see this word, and because it's so special to me, it does take me back to all the hard moments in my life when I was younger. I've non-fitness things, but then failures through the sport, and you know, there have been seasons of you lose your purpose a little bit and you question yourself, like so many things that people relate to in life. I look at that word, it's special to my heart, and I think of like, man, like I am who I am because I stayed feroz and I stayed resilient and I made that choice, and it had nothing to do with like being confident or like feeling ready. It had everything to do with choosing to lean into that fire and doing it anyways and just going for it. And whether I'm looking down and I'm scared of the weight that's on the bar and I go for it and I fail, or I go for it and I make it, at least I'm leaning in. And because I'm leaning in, it's making me feroz, it's making me better, it's building me up, it's not breaking me. And that's just been, I think, a theme of so many different moments in my life, inside and outside of this sport now. And one of my goals is in this space, unfortunately, I'm more towards the end of a career than the beginning. But if I could end my career where people think of Fee as the person that never gave up, she always showed up, even if she needs to walk off the stage because of an injury, she's still showing up with her heart. And you choose to give 100% every time. And I hope people see maybe small glimmers of that, and then they take it and maybe they could put it into their life in some special way. So
you guys may not be seeing this, but it's actually, your emotion really like carries through, and it's hard for me to like hold back tears now. So yeah, sorry, we're having a cry fest over here talking about being ferocious.
Yes. Who would have thought?
Who would have thought? But I guess a lot of these athletes, you know, whatever level they're at and whatever division they're in, they must be feeling nerves. They must be feeling like, oh my God, I hope that I do well. What would you tell them before they're about to step out on the competition floor here at Wodapalooza?
I think what I tell an athlete that's feeling nerves and doubt is almost something that I tell myself constantly in my head, is when I'm feeling those butterflies, these are all good butterflies, and even the doubts and the nerves, you're supposed to feel those things. And then what I tell myself is, you know what, I get to feel these things because I care and I have a passion, and that no matter what happens on that floor, my purpose is not in these repetitions. My purpose is not in how the leaderboard shakes out. To me, like I've grown so much in my faith. I keep leaning in and I'm doing my best, but like the Lord has been such a foundation in my life that I actually pray in the crowds. I've never used to be an athlete that prays. I'm always focused on strategy, but now it's like my purpose is not in what the worldly things that I do. It's who I do it for, the people that I love, the family that supports me, Lycan, my sponsors that pour into me regardless of the highs and lows. And if I could just reach out to an athlete that might be struggling with that, that's exactly what I would tell them, that no matter what you do, your purpose isn't lying in what happens on the floor, it's your heart and how you represent yourself. And you could shine in the darkest of places, and that's what should be celebrated. And if you could just express yourself in that way, it's not about performance, it's about expression. And that will always bring you joy regardless of the leaderboard.
And of course, I'm guessing as a competitive athlete, Wodapalooza is one of those competitions where there's the vibe, like there's less pressure, right? People obviously want to do well, but there's less pressure, and it's more of a party, a celebration of fitness. So is that how you felt competing in Wodapalooza, just taking that vibe and on top of everything else that you were describing and just putting it there on the competition floor?
Oh, 100%. I'll tell you, when I compete, I can't even explain it into words, but when I see myself from a distance through videos or pictures, I truly I light up with a whole different energy than who I am in training. I'm a little bit, I'm still Fee in training, but there's something in me that comes out, but it's not because it's coming from me. It's literally the people, the community, they just pull a gear out of me that I can't do alone. The Lord pulls it out of me that I can't do alone, and I feel like I connect so much with that when I'm competing on a big stage, where some people freeze up and they hold it back, and Wodapalooza has always been that place where I could just let it flow, and I'm in total flow when I compete. And my favorite moments actually have nothing to do with a good finish. It has everything to do with the joy that I feel from getting to do this. And I truly think that when I compete, I have the gift of competing, but then I get to express my joy through that. And what a gift, because there's other people that could express it through art or music or other things, and I get to do this, and people get to see that joy in a form of sport expression, and I love that. And so when I come to Wodapalooza, it's such an honor to just be able to express that. And I can't compete this weekend. We're taking a little step back, but now I get to also find ways to share that in a different way.
Well, we just saw it in the Fee Challenge that you were sharing your love for this sport, and people loved it, and they did so well, and you're such a good coach, too. Telling people this is a burpee, this is not a burpee.
Yes. I call them out, too.
Yeah, you did.
I say because I love you, right?
Ferocious.
Yes.
Yes.
A little bit of fiddle, spicy energy.
Yes.
Yes, we got all sides to us.
So, last question for you.
Yes.
If you could tell your Lycan family one thing, what would you tell them?
If I could tell my family one thing,
Your Lycan family.
oh, my Lycan family, oh my gosh. I love you guys. I love you. Literally, I just think of Lycan, I think of my family, and I think of love. I do anything for my family. I do anything for my family that isn't blood, but I get to choose my friends, and my friends are my family. And if there's one thing that if I die tomorrow, I hope everyone on my team knows that I love them.
Oh,
Love you.
oh wait, we have to, how do the, there.
Yes.